do you still do hands-on work in it? I mean,
Absolutely.
to what extent? I mean, do you put most of your energy into management and administrating stuff, or is it coding and engineering?
Well, I do a bit of coding myself, especially when I want to show how something's done, or I just have an idea that's really burning, like burning a hole in your pocket. You just sort of go at it immediately. But I would say mostly, a lot of what I do is more architecture and sort of community management. So translating what I see the community asking for into actual development and sort of managing products.
Like forming the vision of WordPress in a way.
And also, a lot of evangelism. Like I'm here talking to people and meeting folks and trying to get a better idea of what different. Because the problem with, especially open source software, is some constituencies are heard louder than others.
Right. Okay.
So, people who are on mailing lists and have a lot of time on their hands seem the loudest.
Yeah.
But the bulk of the people are probably, not there. And even places like here, like I've learned things since I got here about what Greek bloggers need that I would have never heard otherwise if I hadn't been physically here.
You consider them a significant part of the, based on the population, the fraction, they are a considerable part
sure.
of,
And it's the thing about also WordPress, no one is too small, right? So
right, okay, yeah.
It's sort of, we want to serve as many people as possible and put in systems in place that make it easy to do that. Right. And often something that's might appear just Greek people need might actually apply to a lot of other cultures or languages or something like that. So it's worth it, I think.
So out of all the new features that you mentioned in your talk that you're going to be applying, what's the most challenging, most interesting to you? What are you going to give priority perhaps to?
Well, the big one that we're working on right now is a tagging framework. Right. So we're actually taking a very flexible approach to this, not unlike how Drupal does it, where you'll be able to have different sort of taxonomies and all sorts of really crazy flexible stuff. But at the same time, on the back end, it's going to be really robust. But on the front end, we want it to be as easy as it has been already. So nothing on the front end is going to change.
So you're going to work on improving the existing tag framework, right?
Yeah. So there is no tags right now. There's a category framework.
Right. Okay.
So we're taking categories.
Okay. I thought that you meant.
Yeah, we're actually combining categories and link categories and tags and all those sorts of things,
so
putting them in a central framework, but to the user they still appear completely different. So,
so
that's challenging. And we also want to do it, there's plugins that do tagging right now, but a lot of them have an impact on the site performance.
Right, okay. So
and
you want to do
we
it
need it to be
natively.
just as fast, if not faster, as the old stuff. So
right, okay.
it's a good challenge, but the thing is, once you deciding what to do is the hard part, and then after that it's just a matter of engineering, and you'll get there eventually.
Yeah, obviously.
Engineering and iteration.
Yeah. And what about Akismet? I mean, what's the next level for that? It's been working excellent for the time being, but where do you see it going now? I mean, how will it get better?
Well, Akismet's like it's an on-off switch, right? It either works or it doesn't. And when it works, hopefully no one notices it. So my goal for Akismet is to continue remaining unnoticed.
Okay, but so you don't see any immediate improvements that need to be made?
There's constant improvements to it. The thing is, because spam is always changing, Akismet is always changing, but to the user it seems exactly the same.
Right, okay.
Because it's still just, it's either catching the spam or
I was referring a bit on the back end.
Oh, on the back end?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, stuff all the time is changing, but we don't talk about it too much.
Yeah. Right, okay. So, did you have any, because everything's going through your central servers, right? Mm-hmm. Did you have any DDoS through TrackBack and comments?
Yeah, totally.
So how do you...
You make the service faster and more available.
Right, okay, so just...
Because of WordPress.com, we have a lot of infrastructure in place. Gigabits of bandwidth at our disposal, multiple data centers, that sort of thing. So, and a good relationship with hosting providers.
Yeah.
So there's, those things combined make Akismet benefits from all that.
Alright, okay. So you had this post in your blog the other day about how everyone thinks that they're going to make a killer app and make millions. And so in a way it's the American dream becoming the Web 2 dream, isn't it? I mean,
I can see that.
It's the next wave, sort of, to describe the whole movement at the moment. Are all these people misguided? I mean, it's a huge number of people doing it.
So I don't think that what people are doing is wrong, but I think the motivations are important. If you're doing something purely for the monetary reward, generally you're not going to be successful because the things that align with short-term monetary gain often don't align with long-term user happiness.
Right.
So if you compare like what Craigslist does, and
Yes.
they basically are very minimalist, they put things off. And if you ask Craig, why don't you have ads? He says, well, because our users don't ask for them.
Right.
And so
It's a good
that's
argument.
that's an extreme, right? That's really far away over here. But yeah, there's someplace in the middle as well, where you can sort of, you're focused really on the experience on top of everything. And then you sort of lightly monetize, or monetize in a way that doesn't intrude on what people are doing. So WordPress.com has ads.
Yeah.
But really it doesn't bother anyone because we show them so rarely and only to certain types of people. So we're monetizing, but it's not really in your face.
What Google did with ads. You know, make some money, but not in a
well, they made
way.
it useful, right?
Yes,
so Google,
not as well.
that's the only type of ad I click on. I don't I don't punch the monkey or anything. But I'll sometimes click on the AdSense because it's contextually relevant to what I'm searching for or looking at. So I think that's actually a great example of where you can create something really useful and also make money. And in Google's case, lots of money. But when I meet folks or entrepreneurs who say, you know, I want to build something and sell it for $10 million within a year, you know, it's not going to happen because it's
a bit naive. Yeah.
Anything that does sell for $10 million in a year wasn't created with that goal. You have to build a long-term business to make your users as happy as possible. And then sometimes an exit will come. Sometimes you might win a lottery and get something like that. Right. But really you shouldn't rely on that any more than you should, you know, try to pay your bills with a lottery ticket.
Yes, exactly.